Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ratio1 Talk episode. My name is Mihai, and today we are joined by Andrei, Petrica, Vitalii, and Bleotiu. Guys, welcome on in.
Hello.
Hello.
Ready for another round of questions?
Amazing.
Crazy day, crazy week.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day and week, of course.
All right. Today we are going to have a few questions from our community. Of course, everyone who is tuning into the live on X can ask us in that anything. This is like an AMA episode, so we'll be jumping into the first question from Patrick. But I have a small little challenge, which is I would like to hear all of you either answer or participate in answering not each of the at least one question. So all of you should participate to at least one question.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't, next week we will have 2 Ratio1 episodes.
Okay.
So I shouldn't answer, right?
Today maybe we'll have more questions, so we'll have to squeeze in another.
No, but
yeah.
I think you should somehow penalize all the team so that we can blame the person who didn't answer, something like that. You know, like in army, everybody does push-ups. If somebody doesn't do the chores,
Are you sure you want to participate in this one with Bleo in the room?
I'm not talking about actual push-ups.
Bleo is doing push-ups with us on his back, so.
I'm not talking about actual push-ups. I don't know, like we can find some
Deployments on mainnet.
Annoying push-ups. Yeah.
Paid deployments on mainnet.
Yeah. For toy applications. Yeah. Why not?
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's fair to jump right into the question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, starting off easy. What kind of users do you want Ratio1 to attract more of in the next 6 months?
No, I think that the question was very, very good. Sorry, you are supposed to say who has to answer, right?
Well, yeah. Who wishes to jump first?
I can?
Okay.
Or you can?
You go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, from the very beginning, it's important to mention one thing that we've been repeating on the groups since we started. The protocol itself was built on a franchising model, let's say, in terms of the way jobs are infused into the protocol. So basically, in order to be able to deploy jobs on the Ratio1 protocol, you need to have an Oracle and you need to become a cloud service provider and deploy services using deploy application. Mainly this was done technically it's important, but also it's important from the business approach, meaning that it's easier to go after businesses that have their own clients, that have their own trees of clients behind them, and try to bring them so that in their business they bring the clients on Ratio1, than trying to chase individuals one by one. So we are somehow trying to get businesses that have a lot of users behind them and that they can migrate and deploy on Ratio1, then trying to go directly to business and convince them to come on Ratio1. So this is the let's say somehow like a butterfly effect. You hit one business and then from that point of hit, you actually get to a lot of clients in one pitch, let's say. So the first and then the most important for myself, and I think it's also for the whole team, is trying to get as much as possible cloud service providers. So they are the most important, especially in the early days of the project, because they will be the ones that will bring the first chunk of adoption on the protocol. The second most important actor on the protocol, and the ones we will start actually chasing, will be node operators. We haven't actually pushed the node licenses and the node operating businesses that much, just because we wanted to have an organic growth of the protocol. We didn't want to just create hype and bring a lot of node operators without actually having the real proof that the demand is there in the protocol, of course, brought by cloud service providers. So that's why once we get enough cloud service providers, once we have enough migrations, enough new deployments on the protocol, and the current nodes become crowded, that's when we actually will start. And I think it's not going to be a huge effort to chase node operators, because you will see the potential rewards you can get as a node operator directly on chain, because the funds you pledge for jobs will be seen on chain, and you will see, okay, if I deploy another node, I will be next to these ones, and I will be able to take at least a part of these rewards. And then maybe another actor will be and I will end up with this one. The other actor, which is also important, will be developers and individuals that actually care about all the capabilities of the Ratio1 protocol. Basically, these are also CSPs, because they will need to become a CSP if they want to deploy their own jobs. So it doesn't matter if you are a huge business that you have a lot of clients and you want to deploy them on Ratio1, or you have your own application and you want to deploy it on Ratio1, you will need to become a cloud service provider, even if you are your own client. So this is the third actor we are going to go after, mainly people that are needing such capabilities as data ownership, decentralized computing, and so on. Andrei?
I'm usually the one who gives the long answer. So
I want to leave you without an answer.
Yeah. So I'm very narrow about this. You went wide, and I'm gonna be narrow, so we kind of complete each other. So I'll say like this: end-to-end digital compliance service providers that want to develop and deploy leveraging Ratio1 infrastructure and Ratio1 already built frameworks and applications. Secondly, healthcare service providers or healthcare digital service providers that want to leverage things that the hyperscalers cannot offer, such as blockchain immutability, zero censorship, data ownership, and so on. So healthcare service, digital service provider, and digital compliance service providers.
All right, that's a very, very structured answer. Thank you. Both get points today.
Very niched.
Yes. Let's move on to the next question from Patrick. We thank you for his questions, of course. How will Ratio1 communicate its value to CSPs before, and this is the important part, before direct conversations? What do they learn? What do they find out about Ratio1 before actually reaching out?
I'm on it. Me, you.
I can give a very brief answer.
Yeah, I can complete it if you want.
Yeah. So reality is how we need two kind of answers: how we do it now and how we have to do it. So first of all, how do we do it right now? We don't do it enough. So we're not sufficiently present out there in order to force to get traction from CSP, other than actually doing like peer-to-peer sales. So the way we do it right now is peer-to-peer sales, and this is not the way. This is not scalable, right? So what we envision is to have I don't want to say what I was almost about to say.
The M word? The M word?
we need to have some. No, it's about marketing, of course, but it's about a specific marketing strategy that I'm not fan of, like the multi-layered strategy. Yeah, we need to have a very powerful strategy, and the reality is all our objectives right now, and by that I mean, like PCs and all the deals that we are trying to do beside the actual adoption and traction and so on, are more than 60% focused on marketing for CSPs and then for developers. We don't really care about the appraisals because we know that they will come anyway.
Mhm.
This is it from me.
Petrica, you said you wanted to also chip in?
Yeah, I was going to say almost the same thing. Right now, the only marketing, let's say marketing, it's not marketing, but the only exposure we had was through our research papers and our publications and so on. They help a lot to open doors for discussions with possible partners, possible CSPs and so on. But as Andrei mentioned, everything happened on a peer-to-peer basis.
That's more like sales than marketing, Petrica.
Yes, yeah, yeah, but in a way, having your papers published and so on, those reach people. I mean, even if it's not an aggressive, typical sales-oriented marketing, people start to learn about your technology. People start to learn about people that write those papers and so on. They are not very successful when it comes to gathering attention and so on, especially investment attention. But still, we got a lot of open doors. We were invited in multiple consortiums based on them. We were offered to write even more papers on blockchain and the AI, on decentralized computing and so on. It's not enough, but it's something we've been doing in the last months, let's say.
I want to chip in here as well with another question, but it is very relevant because what Patrick also mentioned at some point was the idea of sharing some of our stories, both wins and losses. His main question would be more like, can Ratio1 showcase some CSP adoption stories or interactions that go both ways, positive or negative?
Okay, it's something that's really worth pursuing, and I don't know. I can give you an example right now. We have a CSP onboarding process that has been taking like forever. I'm talking about literally last 6 months, and it should have taken like 1 week, and this is due to our both technical and commercial failure. So technically, we didn't offer the CSP the right tools to deploy what they were supposed to deploy. Commercially, we didn't give them enough information to correctly frame their CSP business. So that was a two-direction, two different perspective fail. But it was good because from every fail we do learn a lot. We improve the product based on their request. We are still working on things like commercial perspective, like business plans, like franchising documents and so on. Not to mention the documentation that Petrica it's happening for the everything, literally everything.
I think a lot of misconceptions are about the blockchain side and the token side, the tokenomics, and maybe a lot of misconceptions are about, oh, this is a Ripple, this is
even worse, it's a meme coin or something similar. I think that.
Oh my god!
Either that or.
Oh, sorry. You want to sacrifice us?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, either that or if they dive a little bit further after the crypto chapter, let's say, they will see, oh, so anyone will be able to run software on my machine. How is that safe? How is this secure? Is this a scam? This is definitely a scam. I think these two are the most common misconceptions.
Yeah. Just to add on top of it, because you opened the Pandora box with the tokens and crypto assets, and actually the crypto mentalities, the space has been used with a lot of crap, and I excuse my French, in the last years, with a lot of non-value being tokenized and so on. And when somebody comes with something that is very stable, very cautious, very tech-based, very
Has actual real world value and application.
yeah, and it's up and running, and it's not a promise. It's something that is up and running, and that is steadily building adoption and trying the classic way to actually bring value and adoption. Everybody is just super bored because they are actually super hyped with adrenaline, and they just expect to have the same push in terms of crazy hype, crazy marketing that in a way is based on nothing. So that's the biggest misconception when we somehow face, and I think it's fine. I'm totally fine with it. To be honest, I've seen the other side of the story, and I know how it feels to have this pressure of always trying to bring something, even if it's not real, at the table. So I'm totally fine with it. I think in the end, people will actually adapt and see there's another way of using this technology and just using it and not trying to fake it and just have a project that uses for the real reason the blockchain.
I think it's also an, let's say, educated caution because most recently, I think the NFTs had so much hype. Everyone was using them, and eventually, everyone saw that almost anyone that was using NFTs was just using it for the word itself or for a scam or a short-term gain.
FOMO, although the technology itself, as proven by Ratio1, has tremendous potential. So you can have licensing, you can have beyond our node beats, our computing real estate, you can have actual real estate. You can have anything from energy deeds to I don't know, anything you can imagine. But
I think it's the same with AI because there's so much AI slop or AI stuff out there, and there's a lot of pushback to it. Let's say, especially from artists.
Yeah, but
Because you see a lot of low
it's in the
quality.
trillions. The difference is in the trillions of dollars.
I wasn't going to talk about the financial side of it, more as of how the technology is used, how the technology
Adoption.
is
You
perceived.
mean adoption? Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
It's what I really don't like right now is that everybody speaks just about some famous APIs being and some LLMs being used, when actually AI is more than just this. So it's much wider, and everybody's just about the freaking chat and large language model, and that's it. That's AI, and it's much more than this, way much more.
Or you see some stupid video generated with AI that it's completely brain rot, and a lot of people reduce the AI only to that or only to some other similar thing. But they don't see the whole picture where it can be used for research, it can be used for so much more.
Yeah, there's a small gap in more broader knowledge, and I think that maybe Ratio1 would be able to explain a little bit on that area too. As we are approaching the end here, I have one more element up, one more question. The message was, I think there is a gap in your public docs/content towards user onboarding and adoption. And the question that is branched from this is onboarding a gap, or is it something that we are taking into consideration? Or how can we dispel the idea of this gap as a learning element?
Andrei, do you want to jump or should I?
No, I think I mean I have a few answers, but frankly, I would like to throw the ball to Vitalii.
Yeah.
He will hate me, but
Front stage, let's see.
No, so, sorry, I didn't get to what was the question.
It was about the public docs/content towards user onboarding and the impression that there is a gap. And how can we patch up this gap, or the impression of this gap?
Yeah, so yeah, I had something to add to the previous question, and I think it will match very good to answering this one. There's as well this misconception that, for example, when I was telling to people about Ratio, what it is, how it works, people start thinking that, oh, it's something very difficult, it's for software developers only, you require data science knowledge, you should be an engineer. But in reality, it's not. We are creating tools to make it accessible for anyone without any DevOps headache. So you have low code, you can create in low code anything you want. Yeah, we have a lot of tutorials. Just check out the blog posts we created, and you create a Telegram bot, or you create a simple Flask API. You can create anything you want just by building blocks, and it's yours, it's private, and I think it's very cool. So yeah, that's right. We don't have much documentation right now, but it's an ongoing topic, and we are working on it right now. We are doing our best to describe the tools we are building, and I think in the future there will be more. At least in the next few weeks, there will be way more stuff documented, because till now we were just developing and creating stuff like crazy. But besides documentation, we have a lot of tutorials which you could just run and see how they work. So yeah, I think you just have to check out our website and you could see how easy it is. Or you could contact us as well. We would be happy maybe having some hands-on with or town halls with people, so anybody could join and see how we create a Telegram bot for checking the stock markets, or I don't know, the price of some meme coin. I don't know, anything you want.
or creating and launching a complex backend application.
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
Web3 application. I think that's...
or creating your own chatbot, which will be 100% private.
Your own agent, right? Your agent chatbot.
Yes.
You can even try to do let's say mini-series where in the first parts you start to develop the actual product, and after that you deploy it and maybe monetize it.
This is nice.
Right. Yeah, that was some good bouncing around with ideas, and I agree with you, Vitalii, on future videos. But I think this is where we have to end our episode for the day. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time for another fun episode and answering a few questions. Thank you, everyone, so much for tuning in. I hope you had fun and it was informative. We look forward to your next questions. Please make sure to write them in the comments. And we look forward to answer more of these live when we have the chance. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Mihai.
Likewise.
Great session.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.